Aaliyah and Lacey Evans are about to take on two other people. So Aaliyah is back on TV, everybody, after being taken off for reportedly not being strong enough in the ring.
Right.
So she's back on the TV, but we do not get a sense of how she has developed in the PC in the weeks that she's been away, because Lacey Evans comes out, her partner, and Lacey walks out. She responds to a poor response from this audience for her entrance. So she cuts her music off and decides to go to the back so that she could do it one more time. So out she comes, and again, another lukewarm reaction. So Lacey continues to stop the music one more time. She goes to the back and does it one more time, giving this crowd one more chance. So she comes out, and again, not to her liking. So Lacey Evans stops the music, grabs the microphone. Now the fans are full on booing here. Lacey says that she's completely disgusted with everybody for that response. Don't you know who I am and what I've been through? I poured my heart out on live TV to help you guys. And for what? For that reaction? I think it bothers you that you know my struggles and you can't go through half of them to become the woman that I am. Lacey says that she deserves a standing ovation, but this audience may be too weighed down by pulled pork and brisket to stand up. The fans start to scream, "You suck." Lacey says she's an American hero and she put her life on the line for the likes of you. And until she gets the respect she deserves, every one of you can go to hell. So this babyface push for Lacey Evans continues to take some very unconventional turns, I would say.
Yeah, it's weird that they chose now. I guess that maybe they wanted like 4th of July to be over with, and then they went ahead with it. But it was weird. Like at first, they had announced they were going to wrestle Shotzi and Shayna Baszler. So I was actually looking forward to that match. I'm like, okay, wait to see Shotzi again and see if Aaliyah has improved. And then this just kind of came out of nowhere. Like when she left initially, I'm like, is she going to go grab like one of those like bazookas or something to kind of like play with the crowd or something? But no, she just kept like doing this thing, and then I kind of didn't expect this at all. But yeah, it's her official heel turn. Yeah, really odd.
She attacks Aaliyah with the woman's right, and so there's no match. So yes, now it seems that as though Lacey Evans has now finally officially become a heel.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Texas gave her like this sort of reaction. Like she did. I have to admit, she did do a good job of getting the crowd to turn on her. Like that was very well done on her. I'm just looking forward to seeing her like in the UK or Canada and see what kind of reaction she'll get once she's over there.
Texas gave her a reaction that I think is to be expected at this point. It was a similar reaction to what she had at Money in the Bank, which was actually Money in the Bank. She got booed, because there are people like Liv Morgan that this crowd, and Becky Lynch even, that this crowd wanted to see win more than Lacey Evans. But it's been several weeks now at this point that they've done anything involving her story. And so it's really not fresh on anybody's minds anymore. And so when she came out, I think a lukewarm reaction was to be expected. But when we look back at this Lacey Evans thing at the end of the year, or like years from now, like we are going to be looking at one of the more perplexing fumbles of somebody's just incredibly true and gripping real life tragedies, and how that somehow ultimately resulted in her just being another, stereotypical heel. Like, it is, of course, good course correction, because what they were doing with her as a babyface was not working anyway. But boy, did they fuck this person's life story up. Okay, she in those videos, she was talking about her family substance abuse issues. She's talking about suicide and talking about depression, and eliciting some very genuine reactions and genuine emotions every single time. They fucked around with that presentation so much. They dragged it on for so long. And then they did the whole thing with the weird entrances. And then just didn't show her on TV whatsoever. So by the time that they wanted to bring her back, you either didn't care, or you were so confused about how you were supposed to feel about her anyway that you just don't respond. So now at this point, they're left with the same sort of Hail Mary play that they're left with any of their sort of, characters who have not clicked. And that is to either turn them into comedy or to turn them heel. And thank goodness for them that Lacey Evans is as good of a heel promo as she is, because she salvaged this. She will be a successful heel from this point on, because she's very good, and they will push her as such. But man, like to introduce all these stories and to get absolutely zero run out of it is really baffling and tells you just a whole lot about how little foresight this company has and how little they understand about how to book baby faces.
Not only that, but like when the whole thing was happening, like I feel like every day we found out she was switching from Raw to SmackDown to Raw to SmackDown. Then we see that they're gonna make her a heel, they're gonna make her a babyface back to a heel, and the whole like introduction and the promos, like you said, they were very awkward to just watch. But I agree with you. I feel like now that they hopefully have an actual like direction for her, she can run with it, and I think heel was probably the best thing for her to begin with. I don't know why we had to kind of play around and go through all these hurdles to get there. But yeah, hopefully now she can actually have some sort of development with her character.
There was going to be a way, I'm sure, that, you know, her being a babyface would have worked. If they cut the like those little videos off maybe 2-3 weeks in, had her debut as a straight up babyface, I think with some acknowledgement about why she was wrong in her previous incarnation, rather than just completely separating, you know, her heel character with what she was trying to sell us. I think it could have worked. You know, maybe like if she gets so over as a heel that the crowd really wants to cheer for her as a babyface at some point, you could have maybe introduced her real life story to really kind of get a babyface momentum building. But you can't do that anymore. You've already told the audience all of these stories and you cannot go back here. So it's I think a terrible waste, you know, of somebody with a really interesting story. But anyway, here we are.